where you want it.
Bay 12, please.
Hello there, Transformers fans, and welcome back to another Bay 12 video review. And today we are reviewing the first modern Twincast, which is really strange to me because Blaster is a very popular character in his own right. And just like Soundwave back in the day during the Headmasters cartoon, he was repainted and rebuilt into Twincast, while Soundwave was rebuilt and repainted into Sound Blaster. And that was mostly because the Blaster and Soundwave cassette play format of Transformers was very popular not only in the States, but also in Japanese markets in Japan. So what they did was to sell a whole new toy, rather than just make the chest compartment bigger, they also repainted and remade those two respective characters. And I guess Sound Blaster probably just did significantly better than Twincast, because ever since, aside from I think a reissue of that toy in Japanese markets again, we haven't really had a modern Twincast at all. At least not that I can think of, not that I can recall. Not even with modern Transformer blasters like you would think. Not with Titan's Return. Not with Fall of Cybertron. Yeah, none of them. It's very strange. So anyway, here is the first modern Twincast. Here, he's looking really good. Again, Twincast is from the Headmasters cartoon. Now, while I say we didn't get a modern repaint of Blaster into Twincast, we did technically get a modern Twincast in the Titan's Return line. The Headmaster, or rather Titan Master, for the Titan's Return Blaster figure was named Twincast. So there was that. But again, it just with all of the repaints of Soundwave into Sound Blaster, it's strange to me that we never got any repaints of Blaster into Twincast. So anyway, you've got some artwork of him right there in his boombox mode. You've got some artwork of him in robot mode, part of that Legacy Evolution banner. And on the back, you've got images of Twincast along with Rewind. That was the other really awesome release with this pack, was Rewind. We have regular Universe Rewind now. For those of you who got Eject with the Kingdom Blaster, this is how you're going to get the companion Rewind. So really all we're missing for the in-cartoon versions of Blaster's cassettes is Steel John Ramhorn. Hopefully we have a Steel John Ramhorn coming at some point. That would be really awesome, I think. And hopefully we also get some of the other cassettes, like the combining cassettes Slam Dance, for example. I think that would be cool. But what's a favorite Autobot cassette that you would like to see get made for either Blaster or Twincast here? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the packaging. So here is Twincast out of the box. He is exactly the same mold as the Kingdom release of Blaster, and of course as the Shattered Glass release of Blaster as well. Now, I'm curious to see what Shattered Glass Twincast would look like, because we've never had an appearance of a Shattered Glass Twincast. And spoiler alert, if you haven't read the comics, Blaster does get killed off by Rodimus. So it's very possible, if Hasbro were to continue that story with whoever takes over the Transformers comic book license, now that IDW no longer has it, it'd be interesting to see them rebuild his character into Twincast at some point in the future. I think that would be pretty cool. But anyway, here is the regular Twincast. For comparison, here he is next to Kingdom Blaster, so you can see the differences there. And yeah, really the only differences between these two figures is Blaster is red, Twincast is blue. Although I do like the lighter grays. I like the reds on Twincast. I think they really make his character design look really cool. And I like seeing this guy in blue. I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad we finally got a modern Twincast. This figure was a long time coming. A character that was long overdue for modern Transformer collectors. I will say though, my only gripe about this guy detail-wise is the chest compartment is the exact same. I think it would have been really cool if Hasbro actually doubled the capacity of his chest compartment, as was the main reason of him getting a second toy originally in the first place, like I covered earlier in the video. Because also for comparison, here is the Siege release of Sound Blaster, and as you can see, his chest compartment is twice the size of the Siege Soundwave chest compartment. You can fit 2 cassettes at the same time in his compartment, just like the original toy could. And I thought that was really cool about the Sound Blaster figure. But now you can see them side by side, the 2 cassette rivals of Transformers Headmasters. He of course also comes with his mini cassette, Rewind. So there is Rewind in his cassette mode. He can of course fit into Twincast's chest compartment. And then you can of course take any of the other cassettes of this size and put them in his chest. So you could also swap him out with Eject if you really want to. He also comes with his blaster rifle. It's just like the one that came with regular blaster. And other than that, that's pretty much for his accessories. He has the same articulation. Head is on a ball joint, fully articulated shoulders, upper bicep, elbow joints. Wrists can go side to side on that hinge, but there is no swivel or anything like that. Waist, hips, upper thigh, single jointed knees, side ankle joints, and the feet can go up and down, again, due to transformation. Transformation is pretty simple, and again, just like Blaster, first things first, we're going to push in and rotate around his speakers, fold up the robot mode feet, open up this back panel here, fold in the head, come over here to the arms, bring his fist up. On that side joint there, we're going to rotate that down, rotate the arm all the way around, and then rotate this all the way back up on itself. And then just kind of have it more or less straight to the side. Same thing over here. Put that fist up. Fold that up. Next, we're going to rotate that waist all the way around. Turn his knees in towards themselves. And then bring up those thighs. There's a tab right here that's going to peg into the bottom of the forearm. So do that on both sides. Open up these panels on the side of the legs. You might actually want to do that before you tab the thighs to the arms. Flip out that bottom panel. Okay, now we can tab that back in. There we go. And then just make sure that it's lined up properly and that you get that hand inside that little gap in there, because once you start clicking things into place, there are tabs on the front that are going to line up to tabs on these sections. So all of these gaps are going to be filled. So just ease it on, push down on that plate in the middle. And then last thing is to bring up the handle. So untab those half sections from the side of the leg there, rotate them towards themselves, and peg them together. And there he is in his boombox mode. And even in boombox mode, I really do love these colors. Honestly, I kind of like the color scheme of Twincast a little bit more than Classic Blaster. But that's just me. Which one do you prefer between the two? And real quick for comparison, here he is next to Classic Blaster in boombox mode. Again, I do really like them both, but I kind of like the color scheme of this guy more. Now, next up we have little Rewind here, and here he is next to Eject once again. I know we were looking at those guys earlier. For comparison, here he is next to Classic G1 Rewind, so you can see the two side by side, and they're tape modes. Transformation is very simple for Rewind. What you want to do is you want to come here to the back of the head, pull his head out, rotate that to the front, pull down on these legs, rotate them to the front on that ball joint, and then just pull the arms off the hips and rotate them facing forward. Nice and simple. He is just as articulated as Eject was. Head is on a ball joint. Fully articulated shoulders. Elbow joints on a ball joint. Hips and knee joints on a ball joint. And that's pretty much it for articulation. For comparison, here he is next to Eject. So you can see them side by side. And here he is next to G1, Rewind. So you can see them side by side. I think it would have been really cool if he came with his blasters just like the original one did. That would have been really awesome if Hasbro had molded blasters for the cassettes to come with, because some of them just don't come with their classic weapons. Now, later on the updated re-release of Rumble, of course, he got his pile drivers and his blasters on like the first tiny Siege release. And Ravage has his rockets molded to his hips, which look alright, but it would be cool to have the big rockets on the side, you know. Same with Laserbeak and his laser blasters. He's got the vents on his back now, but he doesn't have his little laser cannons on his back, and that would be cool to have too. So hopefully we start getting some weapons for these guys, because the weapons were a good, fun part of the original toys that I kind of miss with the updated releases. I don't mind the updated detail and articulation, but weapons were cool for them. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's review featuring the new Transformers Legacy Evolution Twincast, the first modern Twincast release. Again, I think it's super strange that this is the first modern Twincast, considering he was a pretty cool character, an easy repaint for Hasbro and both Takara to take advantage of over the years that they just haven't. It's strange that they just simply have it when they did it so many times with Soundwave and Sound Blaster over the years. So, and they even repainted some Soundwave figures into Blaster figures over the years. So makes it even more strange that they didn't just do one more repaint further. Maybe it's just me. Who knows? But are you happy that we finally got a new modern Twincast? What do you think of the current mold? Or would you have liked to have had the extended chest? I would have liked for it to have had the extended chest just for the sake of it being true to the original toy, much like they did with the Siege Sound Blaster, but still, I'll take any Twincast we can get. I'm just glad we finally have one. Stay tuned for more reviews. Check out some of our other content here on Bay 12. We have a wide variety of content that we do all the time. And like and subscribe and follow us on social media. And in case you're local or visiting in town, why don't you come check out our store? It's inside Order 66 Multiverse in the Shops at Willow Bend Mall in Plano, Texas. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. Transform and roll out. Or in their case, jam out.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.